Shop Nobody Else's Auto. It is Christmas Day. Everybody wanted to do a live. They've been wanting a yard live walk around, so well, we'll see if we can squeeze one in today. I was hoping the weather was going to be a little bit better. It's supposed to be nice and sunny. It's overcast and a little bit breezy. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. If it's not coming across very well, we may try to do it next weekend. But we'll go ahead and kick on for a little bit here and see what everybody thinks. Go wander around for a bit. We do these on holidays. Sometimes we have a ton of people on because nobody has anything better to do, and sometimes everybody's busy and we don't get a lot of people on. So we'll see how things shake out today and see how it goes and try it for a few minutes. And if it doesn't work out today, David W is on with us, then we'll do one later on. But anyway, we'll hang out for a few minutes to see what happens. Let's go start wandering around. Martin Designs is on with us and see what the day brings. So I hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas, having a good holiday. And Gary's here, Tim's here. Actually, not a bad idea to go out and walk around a little bit because I obviously, like all of us have done, is ate too much today. So Brian Dispatch is on with us. So we'll go wander a little bit. We'll see. We'll see if we get a good crowd on. We'll see what happens. Nate's on with us. Billy's here, and check some stuff out. Dakota's on. So we'll go wander around a little bit. If there's something you want to see, let me know. If the wind or anything is an issue, be sure to let me know. Randy's here, Mr. PFF Flyer. So a lot of you guys are still here hanging out with us. We'll see how things go. So let's start wandering around a little bit. If there's something you want to see, let me know. Real quick, like I said, I thought it was supposed to be nice and sunny. Z Scott's here. It's not. It's about 40 here, but with the overcast and the breeze, it doesn't feel that good. If it was supposed to be sunny and calm and 40, that's what I was hoping for. That's not what we've got, but I told you guys we'd try to do it, so we'll try to do it. Real quick, as always, when we do these live walk-arounds, I'll be more than happy to show you something. Shopcat's here. If you want to see a fender or a bumper, I'll be more than happy to show it to you as far as pricing, shipping, things like that. Give me a shout after we get done. Because we got to, if you want a fender, do you need the trim on it? Are you going to pick it up? Does it have to be shipped? Where does it have to be shipped? What part of the country? Commercial, residential, all that type of stuff. So more than happy to show you stuff. You want to get into the pricing and the shipping, just call me later afterwards. So God Monster's back. So anyway, happy to show you stuff. Got specific questions, give me a shout after we get done. Let's go ahead and start wandering around. If there's anything you guys want to see, be sure to let me know. Number one made it. Rear seat for a 71 Nova. Depends on which one you need. So here we go. Kind of over here by some of the Mopar stuff right now. 13 in Ohio. Well, we're not quite that bad. It isn't comfortable, but it, yeah, send me some sun, Martin. That would be a great plan. So just standing here by some 50s Mopars, some 30s Mopars right now. Eric's here with us. Dakota's a Mopar fan. So we'll wander around here for a minute. Some old Chargers. We'll just cut right through here. I don't have any 08 Chevys. I don't have any beds for those, Daniel. We're just wandering through some of the Mopar stuff. Do not have any two-door rear seats for the Nova. Some old Dodge trucks. Any Cudas? There again, depends on what you need and what you're looking for. I'm out of e-body stuff. I don't really have any e-bodies, depending on what you're looking for. Bill Wagaman's here. It's about 40, Bill, but it's, if it was sunny, it'd be great, but it's overcast and breezy, so that's kind of what sucks about it. So like I said, just working our way through some Mopar stuff, couple of Dusters, a lot of old 50s stuff. 41 Chrysler. Do not have any 41 Chryslers. Old School made it. 42 Plymouth, those are kind of unique cars. If this wind's bothering anybody, let me know. 42 Plymouth. There's some Fords over there. New stock parts, I don't know how old it needs to be, probably pretty much whenever they become obsolete, whenever they quit making them. More Mopar stuff. 50 Buick grill, there again, depends on what all you need. Do you need the teeth? Do you need the park light housings? Do you need the upper bar? I've got some of that. Dakota says audio is good, perfect. Because the 50 Buick doesn't actually, the teeth are bolted to the bumper. It's kind of a complicated setup, so it just depends on what you need. I do still have some of it. It's kind of a cool little car, 3-window Plymouth coupe. Eloy's here with us. The motorsports division of nobodies. So like I said, I'm just kind of wandering. If there's something you guys want to see, be sure to throw it up there. We'll sure try to wander that way. We've got 20 acres here, so it's kind of tough to automatically get right in front of something when somebody asks about it. Miles is on with us. But we can sure work that way if there's something specific somebody's interested in. So there's more Mopar stuff. This section over here has been kind of a catch-all. There's all kinds of cool stuff in here. It's Brian says, don't get too cold, we can't do it tonight. Yeah, we plan on going tonight. Yes, I do still have 57 Chevy pickup seats. I do still have those in stock, good cores there. Bill says audio's still good. Shopcat likes that sedan. Let's see. A drone with a camera. 38 Ford pickup cabs with titles. Yes, I do have 38, 39 cabs that are titled. So it depends on what all you need there, but I do have some, and I do have titles for some of that 38, 39 stuff. Like I said, this section here is just kind of a catch-all. Right here in the middle of the yard, fairly close to the buildings, and eventually it's going to be A-body GM, which is why there's a couple of them here. But it also gets mixed in with a little bit of everything else. It was the first Chevy pickup that was hooked jewelry. That I've lost on that one. 49 Fleetline, says Eloy. We can wander over towards some of that stuff. Kind of work our way out of the catch-all section here, work over to some 4950 era Chevys. A-body GM. 65 Mustang hood. I do not have anything there. I just had a 49 Dodge pickup come in, but I've got several 48 to 53 Dodge pickups. Tim wants to trade ham for parts. Brandon's here with us. There's a 50 Buick nose. There again, just depends on what you need of one. Dodge Sweepline tailgate there again. It depends on what we're talking about for sure on that. But here's a few two-door Fleetline Chevys. There's a 49 right here. I got a 50 over here not too far from it. Yeah, let's call it Colonnade 442s. You don't see very many of those. Alex is here with us. So there's one Fleetline. There's another one over here. That's fine, John. Yeah, just give me a shout. There's another Fleetline Chevy. Yeah, you just have to give me a shout, Martin, and go over what all you need. Yeah, that's fine. There again, God Monster, the details about which pieces you need. Like I said, I've got teeth. The dad may have some more of it. I've got a bar. It depends all on what pieces you need. Yeah, that was a Rambler wagon that we just went by right here. more primarily 50s era GM stuff in this section. We're going to head up over this way. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that's just kind of been dropped that hasn't been put away yet over here too. Obviously the International's out of place over here, but we can wander around in here a little bit too and check some of this stuff out. Yes, I do sell, I can and do sell whole cars. Bill liked the wagon video. Shopcat's got to bail off. 67 IH truck, that's where that travel all is. We're going to walk by here in a little bit. Perfect, Eloy. Yeah, we can go over the list of what you need. I've got a lot of 49 to 52 Chevys. I've probably got 20 or 30 of them. So I've got a slug of those 49 to 52 Chevys. And there again, A-body Pontiacs, depends on what you want. Yeah, it's a little chilly. Like I said, if the sun was out and we didn't have any breeze, it would be pretty decent. But we'll see how things go. There's the travel, all that is a 67. We did get a video up on that here not too long ago. 66 Caprice, we just got a video up on that not too long ago. 62 Impala. Here's this last Dodge that came in, which we got a video up on it a few weeks ago. My buddy Mike called this Dodge in for me. 59 Chevy car hood. I don't have any hoods. Some of them still have rear ends under them, so. But that's the last Pilot House Dodge that came in. Kind of an interesting Chevy back here. Looks kind of plain, doesn't it? Yep, no chrome trim on that one, an actual blackout 42 Chevy. All that was painted. None of it was stainless, none of it was chromed. On an actual blackout 42 Chevy. Cadillacs. More stuff that needs put away, but it's up here. It has easy places to dump this stuff, and it's still sitting here, needs to be put away. Yep, everybody did blackouts right there before the war. Fastback Pontiac, there's the little Nova wagon. Yep, be sure to check out that travel all video. That 42 is pretty unique. Most of those Cadillacs were 55s that we just walked past. In fact, I think everything in that row was a 55. Driver's side fender and hood for 61 Chevy car. I've got hoods. I do not have any solid front fenders for 61 cars. There's the old retract that came in a while back. Who wants my job? Yeah. Well, some days yes, some days definitely no. And some of these comments, guys, if they're not complete and not full, like as always, double check your autocorrect. Some of the stuff isn't making sense. And, you know, I got to know exactly what you want to see all in one comment, because if you make a comment and then you come back a little bit later with a year, you know, I don't remember what your other comment was. So a red 64 Galaxy XL, or was. Some more truck cabs. We got truck cabs scattered all over around here. Is it hard to get parts for 50s Cadillacs? Depends on which one it is and which one, and what you need, things like that. A couple of Metropolitans sitting here on the corner, a Ranchero. Close to 41 Dodge. Was that the car you were asking about, Alex? If it is, I'm not close to it, but we can head that direction. Some more Ford stuff. Okay, we'll work our way that way here soon. After we get turned around here, we'll work over that direction. It's over on the north side, so. I'll see you next week. 59 Chevys. We can swing back up there real quick, and then we'll head over towards that 41 Dodge. Peter from Down Under's here. It's 95 there. Big old Lincoln. So, yep, let your friends know we're on. See if they want to hang out and join us. High Heels from the UK's on. Glad you're here. Any 300s there? Again, depends on what you're talking about, Brandon, on 300s. Yeah, I've got 20 acres here with about close to 2,000 cars on it. So, you know, you got to be somewhat specific on a lot of these when you holler at me. So, you still want me to give away an engine attached to a car? 50 Olds bumpers, do not have anything there. Don't have any 50 Oldsmobiles at all. There's one of the 59s. These are both Bel Air 4-doors, all I've got left on these. Uh, 61 300, I do not have any. In fact, I don't have any early 60s Chryslers at all. So there's the two 59s. Kevin L's here. And we'll kind of work our way over to the north side to what I consider the new yard, because I bought it just a few years ago. It's been there for decades. It was hung up in an estate, and I finally just got it bought. So we'll work our way over there and head towards that 41 Dodge. Well, there's one right here. There's one of them. As a matter of fact, I'm standing by one right now. BFF Flyer says hit the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Hit the like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button as well. Getting close to 12,000 subs. I'd love to push past that 12,000 number. But there's one of the 65s. We'll be going past a 4-door here in just a minute, but not a heck of a lot left of this one. But there's a 4-door right over here. We'll swing by that, and then we're going to cut over towards that 41 Dodge. Front bumper, I think that you said for the 65. I think this one's actually pretty decent. Let's look real quick while we're standing here. I don't think this Tempest has a, yeah, I think this is a usable bumper on this one. All right. Just give me a call on that bumper. I mean, I don't know if you want the bumper. Do you need the brackets? Do you need the park lights? worried about shipping, all. I mean, there's just a lot of variables that we need to go over. That's why I don't like getting into the pricing, the details, the shipping, and all that stuff while we're on here hanging out with a lot of people right now. So, but we'll kind of work our way over that direction. Lots of cabs over in this section. A lot of cabs I've pulled off of trucks over the years that are sitting here lined up, ready to go if somebody needs a replacement cab or pieces. I think I've got close to 100 cabs on the ground right now that are already off loose, sitting around on pallets ready to go. '59 Chevy steering wheels. I know I don't have any Impala steering wheels. I'd have to see if I had any Bel Air ones left. And I don't think I do, because I know that one car has the wrong column in it. Early 50s Pontiac. There again, it depends on which one you want. Because I'm running through my head of where they're at, the ones, the twos, the threes, the fours, things like that. So, pickup boxes as well. 48 to 52 era Ford box. Yeah, you can waste a bunch of money on eBay buying stuff, that's for sure. 60 Chevy fleet sides short bed. Square body dually bed. That's a great square body dually bed. Yeah, a lot of people restore full-size cars for sure. I mean, this thing is super, super solid on this square body dually bed. 67 Chevy pickup short bed step side. International bed. Yep, I've got a lot of international cabs, Tim. Just depends on what you're looking for. Frank's here with us. So we made a comment about pole barn a little bit ago. There's the Fury that pole barn brought out when they come out and picked up the Road Runner. So this stuff over here, I've moved a few things over here. Actually, all these Fords right here on the corner, I moved all these over here. But all this stuff that's overgrown here has been here for decades. I bought this as a unit. Actually, after I bought the other facility and started filling it, this was hung up in an estate for years, and couldn't get it bought, and finally did. Nope, I've still got the bed with the mobile floor sign in it. 5152 F1 short bed with a floor made out of porcelain mobile signs. There's a 52 Pontiac. Norma's on with us. Some early 50 Chevys, 51s and 52s. There's another 52 Pontiac right here. Yeah, this is all overgrown over here. Like I said, as you can tell, there's an Oldsmobile, a Chevy, a Pontiac, a DeSoto. This is kind of wherever, whatever engines. I got a lot of work to do over here. Just not enough hours in the day always to get it all done. Here's one that's kind of a shame. Back in, 30 years ago when nobody wanted station wagons, they would cut the roofs off of them to put metal and street rod roofs, and that's what they did to this one. Just give it a buzz cut right off the top. Yep, there was a Studebaker Lark right there. Here's something kind of different. The Aero Falcon. Shoebox Fords. I do have some of those. There's one group of them over here we can walk by here in a little bit. We can work our way over that direction. The Willys Aero Falcon is definitely a car you do not see on a very regular basis. Just saw the Roadrunner for sale on Marketplace. Huh? I haven't talked to him in a few months, so I'll have to check that out. But here's the 41. I think it's a 41 Dodge. Yeah, there's actually 3 of those Willys Aero sedans in here, believe it or not. Let's go viral and give away the Willys. 62 Impala steering wheel. I think that's Impala. And I do believe there is an extra steering wheel with that load of 62s that I just bought. But yep, there are actually 2 Henry J's here. Jason wants that Willys emblems. There's this Henry J and there's the pickup Henry J. Somebody cut this one into a pickup and actually used, moving fast in the cold. It is chilly. I actually used the back window when they made the back of the cab out of this one. But there is a specific video on both of these little Henry J's. So you can look that up and catch the video on both these cars too. But so there's the 41 Dodge, Alex. Like I said, definitely not a complete car. Lots of good pieces. Eric's never heard of the Willys Falcon. Yeah, they're called the Willys Aero sedan. They made them for 3 or 4 years in the mid 50s. Dodge Polara there, depends on what you're talking about, Bill, what year. Yep, Henry J's do make awesome gassers. Matt's on, says Merry Christmas. You don't have to cut the grass, just spray it with poison. We spray everything every year. We spray everything around here. So here's kind of a cool one, the Hudson Wasp. Fleetline Chevy, 47 Cadillac, mid-60s GMC. Kaiser. Weirdo Hack Job Cars Tour would be a good video. That might be kind of interesting too. I probably got a few other ones around that have been hacked up that might make kind of an interesting video. It's a good idea, number one. Yep, I did say Hudson. Everybody's ready to drink. This is an odd one, a 49 Plymouth 2-door suburban station wagon. Get her a Kaiser and surprise her. Yep. There they are right there. I guess that one's a Fraser. Jason says, don't have to tell you twice. Well, how about this? How about another Hudson? Hudson. Get her Fraser and a Mazer. There you go. This is the Hudson Superjet, 47 to 55 and a half Suburbans. I assume we're talking about Chevy. I do not have any Suburbans in those at all. These are unique little cars. It was kind of a small car for the time. We're in Great Bend, Kansas is where I'm located at. And this little Superjet even has a factory Continental kit. Packard. Stay away from the Hudson, says Bill. We're getting everybody primed up for the auctions tonight. So, because we have some amazing auctions tonight, by the way. There's another Hudson. Holy cow, they're everywhere. They're popping out of the woodwork. You guys might not even make it to tonight. Let's see, you got some comments popping up here. Let me try to get caught up on these. Nobody works tomorrow. Big Hudson night tonight. 67, 68 C10 grills. I do think I've got a couple of those left. Is that Packard a straight 8? I don't even know if I've ever opened the hood, but I would assume it is. Where's the auctions? The auctions will be tonight on live chat. Live chat, 7 o'clock Central Time. We've got some epic auction stuff tonight. Looking for a grill and wheels and hubcaps for a 65 Thunderbird. I just had a 64 come in, but I've only got one 65. That's right, it is a cool air intake scoop. Is it functional? I believe it is. Jason says he's off till the 2nd, so yep, we look right inside of there. I don't know if you can see in my hand or not, but it is open through there. Yep, there you can kind of see through the background. It's open. It is a functional scoop. Numero uno said something about some shoebox Fords. There's a little cluster of those right here. This phone does accept text, but if you send me a text, I probably won't have any idea what it is. Texting is the absolute, in fact, let's just talk about that real quick. Well, if this thing will cooperate. Texting. Texting is the worst way on the face of the planet to communicate with somebody. So that's why I put in all my ads, if you text me, you email me, you send smoke signals, don't plan on getting an answer. The only way I'm going to know what you need is to call me. Just look at what we've looked at in this video just here in the last 30 minutes. And I literally have almost 2,000 cars on 20 acres. And just the issues that we're having, just with the partial comments that we've been getting, I don't know what you guys are thinking. So I've got to have all the details. You know, there's been a lot of comments even today that, and maybe a lot of businesses don't, but this is too broad of a business. I mean, there's thousands of cars here, and a part for your Ford doesn't tell me anything. You have to call me. If you don't call me, don't expect an answer because I don't have time to chase it. Texts, emails, you could go back and forth 50 times and I still don't have the right answer. And believe it or not, you would be amazed at how many people that do call me and they don't even know what they need. I've had people call me that don't even know what their car is. They'll have to send me a picture to even identify it. So, no, these are gloves that I've had. I've had them all winter. So, Shayla did give me some new gloves today though too. So, if you text me, just don't plan on getting an answer. No, I'm only down, I think I'm down under 50 cars that I haven't picked up. So, I don't drink coffee, Alex, so that wouldn't do me any good. So no, call me is the only way. If I'm busy, I'll call you back. Just leave me a message. If you don't leave me a message, I don't know. You would be amazed, old school. I've had guys call me and tell me they had a Pontiac and then say, oh no, I think it's a Mercury. Mr. PFF Flyer only take phone calls and face-to-face at the shop he works. And that's right, it eliminates a ton of BS. And that's another thing. If you're willing to call me, you're probably actually serious about some of this stuff. Commenting on Facebook, commenting on YouTube, texting, emailing, smoke signals, you know, I'm lost. Or what's even better is when some guy has their wife call me and then while they're sitting in the background of the room yelling at her, telling her what to say. Really? Seriously, you can't pick up the phone and actually explain what you need and I'm having to go through her while you're hollering at her? It's just basic, simple etiquette is all it is. So, but I deal with all that. So that's why you got to call me and I'm happy to help you if you don't know what you got, but that's why I don't know this unless you call me. But I get calls every day that do not add up in my brain. And when I start asking questions, what they're asking for is not even what they need. So that's the big part of having that phone call. So anyway, let's get back to wandering around. I do not have the plane yet. Dakota tried smoke signals. Have to figure out the phone soon. Good call. So anyway, yeah, maybe she does wear the pants. I don't know, but I get those calls more than you think, and it's pretty annoying, really, to be honest with you. It's like, you know, you don't have time. It's not worth your effort to pick up the phone and call me. So you've got to holler at your wife, girlfriend, spouse, significant other, gender binary partner, whatever it is, to talk to me on the phone. Yeah, don't have time for that. More shoebox Fords though. Yeah, I know, Eric. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens way more often than you would think. And they will be, I don't know. There anymore with all these gender neutral stuff, I can't keep up with any of it anymore. So, but I do get those calls where they will be hollering at their wife in the background to ask me questions, and they're asking the questions while they're yelling at her across the room. So, but anyway, let's keep wandering. What else does anybody want to see? That's right, Mr. PFF Flyer. recording some of those calls would be pretty good. So anyway, we'll keep wondering a bit. What's everybody want to do? 79 Camaro, complete car. I've got an 80 or an 81 is the only one I've got that's complete right now. Chrysler 300, there again, I don't know what package do I have, several of them. The significant other phone calls are terrible, worked in the parts yourself. Yeah, that's right, Tim. How do you get around? Just walk or give away the Bumblebee painted shoebox Ford. It is kind of a funky looking car. I can drive most places out here. As you can see, I do have roads pretty much everywhere. This side, since I just bought this property a couple years ago, is not rocked. What's that machine? That is a cement mixer. But I can drive up to most vehicles out here. If not, I got a loader and I can get to them if I need to. But that is a big old cement mixer. Pretty unique. It was sitting here when I bought the place. Don't know a thing about it. It's cool looking. I mean, look at this big chain, these big gears. Check out this ring gear around the tub. Yep, Jason, we've got hubcaps everywhere. I've got thousands of hubcaps. Alex says turn of the century, 1900s. Great Kidder has a better understanding of cars than some people. That's true. Great Kid, he probably does know cars better than some of the people that call me. 69 to 72 Nova. I've got one. Any rat rod project? Well, that's pretty vague, Eric, because everybody's rat rod project is different. G-Body Monte Carlo SS complete. I do not have any complete SS's. I did just get an 84 T-top car in that is complete, but it is not an SS. It is T-tops, buckets, console, floor shift. Actually, they don't have floor shifter in it. That's the only thing missing. The shifter itself is gone. The seats, the console. I think it even has tack and gauges, but it's got everything as far as an SS would be equipped, but it is not an SS. Couple of early Chevys, late 20s, early 30s, also known as a pipe rack. Couple of 55 four-door Bel Airs. I guess one's a 210, one was a Bel Air. Corvairs, big Fords. It's amazing how I keep all this stuff straight in your head. Yeah, it's a challenge, but see, I did rock some of this coming in to get across over to this side. And when I get back over to the other side, I've got a lot better road situation set up and ready to go. Makes it, like I said, I can pretty much get around to wherever I need to be. I don't know if I can go quite that far that I'm a walking database, but I do try to stay up on things. What is that wagon? Oh, that one's a Caprice, Nate, and then there's a Buick on the other side of it, but that Buick is like an 88. It's a full size, the same platform as yours, but it's a lot newer. I guess we can catch that while we're standing here, but this one is a Caprice that got hit hard. And then there's a Buick right there. I don't know if that taillight's the same as yours or not, but this is like an 88 or an 89 full-size Buick. '73 Impala two-door hardtop on the other side of it. A couple of the little front-wheel drive Rivieras from the 80s. 68 Cutlass, essentially everything behind the rear tires, including the trunk lid. I've got 168 body up there. that is just the body, just the firewall back. So we can work our way back up that way, but it's up over by those, up by where those 59 Chevys were at, so we're quite a ways from there right now. That's right, the guy driving the Caprice had one too many Hudson badges. How about Pontiacs? Who likes Pontiacs? This is one section that I have gotten organized. This whole area, all the way back through here, yeah, I need one of my rabbits to run around the yard. This whole section right here will be 1959 to 1970 GM full size is the plan. I've got Pontiac done. And we'll kind of work our way through here. There's a little bit of all, because Pontiac is set here. There's 59, 60, 61, 62s. But a lot of the other cars, I've started on Buick. I've got some of the Buick done, but Chevys, Oldsmobiles, I've been kind of moving them all back to this area. So we're going to see a little bit of everything when we get back here to the corner of this era of GM, but they're not all set in rows like the Pontiacs and some of the Buicks have already gotten done. Quarters for a 67 Bonneville 4-door. The only thing I've got in 67 full size are Grand Prix. That's all I've got right now. But anyway, tonight's raffles, or tonight's auction is going to be epic. I've got a whole bunch of boxes wrapped up, for one thing. I've got, yeah, Heather, I'll work my way up towards that Monte Carlo here after a while. That was up towards the front, so we'll have to work our way up there here in a little bit. 59 Buicks, 60 Buicks, 61s, 62s. No, I didn't even talk to him today about it. We were busy with other stuff and I forgot to ask him. By the time we got done eating and doing gift exchange, I kind of spaced it off actually about seeing if Dad was going to come down tonight. Typically they are not. Typically the Bonneville had a little bit longer quarter, but I'm not sure on all of those. That's right, some of these hoods could be used for a gazebo top. There's no doubt about that. Some Rivieras, one of them was even a GS. More Rivies. And here's some of this other stuff that's getting moved back to this area. 64 Bel Air wagon. Several 60s era Chevys that, you know, this is the area they're going to be in, so this is where they've ended up. Just haven't gotten them all positioned where they should be yet. But trying to keep this stuff kind of at least in its area, so where I know it's going to be. I could move all cars all day, I just don't. If I did, I'd be a lot further along than I am, but I have a lot of other stuff that I have to do too, so. Unfortunately, I don't have time to move cars all day long. So anyway, I guess we can work our way up towards that Monte Carlo and then kind of zing back around. Skimming along the outside of the 60 stuff. There's a El Camino that hasn't gotten put away yet. So far I've counted 20, almost all Chevy, but 2 Fords and a Mopar. Got all kinds of things I want to give away. Check out that old semi-trailer. That was here when I bought the place. I bought it just for storage. Used to be a Bogart's grocery store truck. I sleep from about 11:30 to 5:45. This thing's pretty cool. I don't know anything about it, but it's a cool semi. It's an old Fruhoff trailer. Still got the badge on it right here. But check out the design work on the top of this thing. I always thought that was super cool. No problem, Tom. No problem. Glad you're on with us. 87 Chevy 1-ton cab. There again, Frank, depends on which one you need. Colorado Memorial's here with us. Brian says, looks like the one he fell out of. More cabs. There's an International. There's an International. Dodges, Chevys, Fords, a little bit of everything in this group of cabs. Lots of sheet metal. You know, another thing, guys, a lot of people do is they'll call me and say, do you have this specific car? And if I say, no, I don't have that car, then they hang up and say, okay, thanks, and hang up the phone. But when they don't tell me what they need, there's parts everywhere around here. There's a lot of people that can't find parts for their cars because they don't know how to look, because they won't give me the information that I need to know if I may or may not have something here for them. A couple more cabs that just came in. KB3 just hit the ground. I've actually got that whole truck just in pieces. There's the cab, the front clip, there's the hood. I've got the bed. What's my favorite car? Who knows? That's a pretty broad topic, so it'd be almost impossible to answer that. I don't know how I would even answer that, but Pete's Camaro right there, getting ready to head out. Here's the Monte Carlo that I just picked up, getting ready to do a video on this one. I have not shot it yet, but this is one of the next ones that I will be doing a video on this 84 Monte Carlo with T-tops. Console's in the trunk. They took the shifter out of this. Console's in the trunk. Yeah, this car's got a lot of potential. I guess it's got gauges and a clock, but no tack. It's got a little bit of rust in it, but it's not too bad at all. Truman's digging it. Front lot by the gate. Yeah, we can head up that way, Brian. We're real close to that too, so let's just go up and wander around, because I am going to reshuffle everything up here. Everything up front here is going to get reshuffled. I wanted to get it done this fall. I have not gotten to it yet. So a lot of this stuff up here is going to get moved around. I'm going to redo this whole front line and move a lot of this stuff around and put all new inventory up here along the highway. If there's anything up here that you are interested in complete, now's the time to let me know, because a lot of this stuff is going to get parted out. It's been up here for a while. Nobody's jumped on it. So a lot of it is actually going to get parted out. And like I said, if somebody sees something they want to see a little bit more of, just throw it up there and we'll sure take a little better look at things. What was the fastback you just passed? Sounds good, Heather. Just give me a shout. I don't know what you saw as far as fastback. The El Camino, this El Camino is a 71. I bought it out of a body shop. They did all the metal work on it except the left rear quarter and then quit on it. There's no crew cab Fords up here, so. The Ram Charger is 2-wheel drive. That wagon is a 65 Rambler, so Eric can be lost asking for a project. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when they call me and say, I'm looking for a project. I don't know how to answer that, because I literally have, you know, I said there's close to 2,000 cars on 20 acres here. It's almost impossible to answer that. The Rambler wagon is, I believe it's a 65 Rambler Classic. I've got 2 of these. This one's a little rough, but it is actually, you know, fairly complete. So let's go keep wandering around a little bit. Keep an eye on the comments. If you think of something, you just throw it up there. In fact, I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm going to grab a drink because I'm standing here by my pickup. I'm going to get a drink real quick. The car next to the Rambler is a 46 Hudson Coupe is what it is. So bear with me just a second. Tom likes the G-bodies. He's got a whole section of G-bodies we haven't even gotten to yet. No problem, Alex. There is a video on that 46 Hudson Coupe as well. I've sold a few pieces off of it since I did the video, but for the most part, that car is still intact. So, here we go. Brian said it was a fun tour. Glad you liked it. There's the little Nova wagon we just saw on Friday night's video. Nope, just water. I do too much talking. There's that 50 Pontiac Fastback. Some A-bodies. So we're just going to wander off to a different section. If somebody sees something or has questions, go ahead and throw it up there. We'll sure try to catch whatever anybody wants to look at. And even if it's something we talked about earlier, just let me know, because obviously with the amount of comments we're getting, it's tough to remember all of them. Norma says hit the like button, appreciate that. There's a little two-door Nova. That Newport, I'm amazed nobody's picked up this Newport yet. That's such a great car. Buckets console, 383, floor shifter. That's a really good car. I've had a ton of interest in that, but nobody snagged it yet. Yep, hit that like button, definitely hit that subscribe button. Like we talked about earlier, I'm pushing 12,000 subs. I'd love to roll past that number. Yeah, big old white walls on that one. But tonight, number one drooling over the coupe. Big Block 402's here with us. Some Ford trucks. Tonight, the auctions are going to be amazing. We've got the goodie surprise boxes. They are all built. We're going to give some away. So, actually, make sure you're in the raffle. We're going to yank some names out of that big Buick oil can tonight for raffle giveaways. And it's not even going to hurt you for next week. They're going to go right back in the can for the Texaco Fire Chief pump plate we're giving away next week. Plus, auction stuff. I've got a few really good pieces in the auction tonight. The Pontiac, the one we just walked past, that 50 is the one that has the 52 front end, correct. But I've got some really good stuff in the auction boxes tonight. I didn't get Gray Kitty anything, so. Mojo's here with us, like the Henry you just passed. Those are all Fords in that whole section just about, so. Yes, Norma, you are in the raffle. You're good to go. I will try to check it if you're not in and you want to get in. I will try to check it. Hopefully I'll have a few minutes before we've got to go on tonight. If there's any last minute entries to try to get in for tonight's raffle for the bonus drawing. No, Brian, you can still get in, so I will try to get you in. That's all I can say at this point. I can try. It depends on how timing goes as far as getting set up tonight, but I can try to get you in tonight for the raffle. And like I said, the auction, I've actually got a couple of signs in the auction tonight. With the size of them and shipping and things like that, there's going to be a minimum on them. One porcelain, one painted. I've got probably the best piece that I'm going to sell from the, well, more IH, there's one right there. There's a 37 right there, 37 or 38 right there. 88 Chevy 1-ton single cab. I've got some 88 to 98 stuff, Frank. It just depends on what you need. Put Brian in for 25. I'll try to remember that, Brian. When we get done here, we'll see how things go. So, but yep, there's some internationals in here. Another one right back up here. But as far as the stuff from Auburn Cord Duesenberg, probably the best piece that I'm going to sell is going to be tonight. And I've got quite a bit of money in it. So 39 Chevy trucks, I've got one and we're kind of heading that way, so we'll head that way next. After we look at this big KB6, I've actually got 4 more of these coming in, these KB6s, KB7s. I've got 4 more of these bought. No, 5 more of these bought that I need to pick up. I think, yeah. 5. I got 5 of them. 5 more of these coming in. Yeah, actually, that is true. That actually has a Y-block Ford in it. We should have pointed that out. Somebody stuck a Y-block Ford in this KB6. So definitely be on with us tonight. If you haven't been on with us before, if you're just hanging out on the yard walk, check us out tonight, 7 o'clock Sunday night live chat. We do it every Sunday night. And the auction stuff is going to be super cool tonight. The best Auburn Cord Duesenberg piece that I'm going to sell, we'll run tonight. We'll run a couple of signs tonight. We've got the goodie boxes, which are surprise boxes. After I got everything laid out and just, picked up some stuff here, picked up some stuff there, and I've got a little bit of everything: license plates, magazines, spark plugs with the cool old boxes. I'm in Kansas. What else is it? Of course, emblems, badges, all kinds of cool stuff in the goodie boxes. After I gathered all this stuff up, laid it all out, I had over 80 pieces going in these boxes. So we had a ton of stuff. So I've got some boxes we're going to give away. I've got some boxes we're going to auction off. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight on Sunday Night Live Chat. How about some Suicide Lincolns? All right, Eric, the auction's a fun time. I learn something new every week. That's perfect, Eric. That's the whole purpose of it, having fun and learning new stuff. 53 Chevy, and there's Dispatch Brian's little Buick Special right there behind it. Waiting on him to get down here and pick it up. 36 Chrysler. This is kind of a cool old car. That sucks. They crushed a KB6. That ain't good. 54 Olds, 36 Chrysler, 61 Impala. This whole section here is kind of a, when the loader was down earlier this year, this section was kind of empty. I unloaded all this stuff back here before I had the loader. I just haven't moved it. Tim loves the auctions. Like I said, tonight's going to be, there's some amazing stuff on the auction tonight. That's all. I don't know how else to put it. Really clean old 70 Chevy pickup. 83 Ford pickup. That thing is amazingly solid. Any more Impalas, just depends on what year. We've walked past a bunch of them. It just depends on what year you're looking for, T-Brack. 57 Chevy Napco. Kind of a cool old truck that you don't see very often. Thanks, Mojo. Appreciate it. '61 Chevy Apache 10 short bed. Complete truck, but as is typical with a lot of these early 60s, it's got a little bit of rust everywhere. It's got some rust in the rockers, some rust in the cab corners. Of course, the fenders are shot. But it is an intact half-ton short bed 3 on the tree. 70 pickup's parked next to a Buick at the farm cleanup. Yep, that's right where it came from. So here's this thing. This thing is cool. I love this truck. If you didn't see the video on this, you've got to check it out. The Dodge Snowfighter. Factory Dodge plow truck. Yep, that's right, Eric. 36 Chrysler would be a good rat rod. Yeah, how'd your wife call me about a great plan? KB6 made good, cool rollback. Yep. This thing is super neat. 74 Dodge, 3/4 ton, 4-wheel drive, Snowfighter factory plow package truck. Factory stripe kit. The only thing this does not have is the blade. All the rest of the apparatus is here, but the blade is missing. But this thing here, it's got a whole rigmarole under here for this plow setup. Mojo built one for a guy one time. So that's a cool old truck. Peter, lots of people don't see value in anything old, lose money on new junk. That, and actually, David W., that is one of the most amazing things about this snow fighter. Most of these things were up north and back east, and they used a lot of salt. There's a little bit of rust in this fender here, but this thing is amazingly solid. Look at the rocker panels on this truck. Cab corners, I mean, this thing is just crazy solid. Yep, we just walked past that Napco. It's right there. There's that 57 Napco. But this snow fighter is just amazing all the way around. Take a peek inside of it. You know, the rockers over here are just as good. Factory controls. Factory throttle lock. This thing is just a cool truck. So be sure to check out the video on this one. We do have a full video on this one, a pretty in-depth look at it. It's a cool truck. On to the 39 Chevy. We did have somebody ask about the 39 Chevy truck. I've got one right back here on the other side of the 64 Bel Air. No grill assembly. I already sold the whole nose assembly out of it. But this is a 39 half-ton long bed. Little 56 Plymouth beside it. We are in central Kansas is where we're located at. Another one of the old super popular Ford pickups. As you guys know, I love these trucks. I've got my 78 Super Cab I've been working on. So obviously a big fan of these trucks. This one's a complete intact F-150 Ranger. So as always, please remember, guys, you know, make sure you have full comments. If you're responding back on something, make sure you got all the information in your comment. I can't keep up with them all if they're partial comments. If we ask about something and you respond back a few minutes later, I don't remember who you were by name. So back over here, some stuff that's been coming in recently. I know a lot of you guys, you've been hanging out. You've seen the videos on a lot of these trucks and cars out in this area. This has kind of become a catch-all area. Basically for the last 6 or 8 months, I've just been dropping stuff back in this area. A lot of these we've done videos on. Some of them you haven't seen the videos on them. How about a Ford Elite 68 Torino station wagon? 9C1 Caprice cop car. There's the old International. We've already done a video on that one. Crew cab 1-ton Chevy. We've done a video on that one. A few of these others we haven't even seen yet, though. Some pickup beds. 38 GMC. There's a Corvair. There's a couple of more Chevy pickups over there we haven't seen yet. Got more videos coming up on all of this stuff over here on this edge that we haven't shared with you yet. There's the bed for that KB3 we walked by. It's still sitting up there. That 60 Chevy wagon is still sitting up there. I sold the grill out of it a couple weeks ago, but it's still sitting up there. We can work that way here in a little bit. But several of them here in this section you guys haven't seen yet. We'll be bringing you videos on all of that new inventory here very soon. This Super Cab Ford, that video is done. Have not published it yet, but it's up. Yep, that GMC came from the farm auction video. It would make a rat. It would make something, that's for sure. Okay, let me get. Okay, lots of comments popping up. Bear with me here for just a second. How are the floors in the T-top Monte Carlo? I think they're pretty good. I need to look at them again, but I think they're pretty good. Numero uno. I painted 2 dozen doors in my head with a logo. Ryan and Amy are here. They're late, but they're here. That's all right. Looking for a 73 Cutlass for his brother. I do not have any 73s. I've got that 75 442, but I've got a guy that's going to take that, and then I've got 3 more, but they're all 76 and 77s. Do not have any 73 or 74 Cutlasses. What about the red and white Silverado? Have not done a video on that one yet. It's on the list to do. Just have not gotten it processed yet. Diesel Suburban. More rabbits. More wascally wabbits. '67 Caprice two-door hardtop. G-bodies. Section of G-bodies right here. Some Grand Prix, Cutlasses, Regals, and Monte Carlos, all in this group, including the Euro Lumina. Something kind of different, so I stuck it over here in this group. More cabs, more stuff that got stuck in a hole that needs to be put away. Beds. You know, 88 to 98 Chevy step side. Any crew cab GM or Mopars. Just that one Chevy that we just saw, that I think it's a 91 ton crew cab. I think it's the only thing I've got. The little square S10s, short beds for those from the 80s. I got these 2 shorts, and I've got 2 stacks of new takeoff longs for those square S10s. Ford front, whole row of Ford front clips. 53, 54, 55, and 60, I believe. The G-body was a hot rod in my younger days. Yep, that's kind of what I grew up on. A lot of guys I knew had them. More cabs. The Chevy emblem for the top of the grill on a 40 Special Deluxe. Do not have anything there. I've only got 140, but I think I've sold pretty much everything off the front clip of that car. GM cabs. I guess there's one other crew cab Ford up there, a mid-90s. Here's this pickup bed Jason asked about a little bit ago. For those of you that have not seen it, you know, 68 to 72 Ford bed, a pretty clean one. But this bed here is the one that Jason was talking about earlier. Looks like a normal patinaed out bed. It is solid. Short bed, 51, 52 era F1. Got the Ford tailgate on it. But there's the secret inside. Somebody made the floor out of mobile signs. Don't have any older VW stuff. It's all late 60s and newer. 57 DeSoto's, nothing there. Bill's got to jump off. Catch us tonight. Glad you hung out for a while, Bill. We'll see you tonight for sure. International Scout. Mid-60s era Scout. 69 Ford pickup, 55 Buick, another 68, 69 Ford pickup. Here's that Chevy wagon. There's that 57 Roadmaster. And here's that 60 Chevy wagon. Like I said, I sold the grill out of it. Other than that, it's still pretty much the way it came in. There again, Mojo, depends on what you want for a Chevelle. Yes, there are physically Chevelles here, but you know what you need or what you're looking for, I don't know. There's the Atronic Eye. I did pull the dash vents out of this. I do have them. I took them out, put them inside. They're so insanely rare that I didn't want to leave them in the car, but I do still have the factory in-dash AC vents for this car in the building. 71 Mustang, another El Camino. So, anyway, tonight, 7 o'clock, we'll be on live for the Sunday night live chat. Oh, and something else I wanted to share with you guys. We're all a fan of emblems. Back seat for a 70 Chevelle, depends on which one you need. There's a lot of different ones, depends on what you want. I've got 2 Chevy Loves. I got a blue one right there, and I've got a red one right over there as well. Emblems, we're all a fan of emblems. We like them, we check them out, we talk about them. Tonight, on our badges and emblems section, tonight, 2 of the rarest badges in my collection. Kind of a Christmas special thing, if you will. Pre-war and post-war both. Both 6-figure, well into 6-figure cars today that these came off of, and yes, they are originals. So tonight's badges are going to be, to me, they're mind-blowing. I hope you guys like them. I hope it'll get you all excited. You guys say, wah, 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 that wasn't that cool. But tonight's badges are going to be off the charts. A couple of the best ones in my collection. And you won't want to miss those either. We're going to have a lot of fun checking those badges out. And then we're going to get into the auctions. These badges we're going to show you are not going to sell, though. So I'm going to forewarn you, they're not going to be in the auction. But we're going to check them out because it's going to be a pretty amazing piece of history that you guys are going to like. So anyway, let's keep wandering around for a little bit more, see what you guys think. And if we're about done, we can wrap it up. But like I said, we got a lot of fun stuff happening tonight. There's one of the Loves, 72. Kevin's looking forward to it. I hope so. I hope I'm not getting you guys all psyched up and you don't have fun tonight. But I think I've got a pretty good episode built tonight, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Got lots of 55 Pontiacs around here. There's a little Dart. Pink Edsel. There. How can you go wrong with a pink Edsel? More Fords. Here's that other Love. This is also a 72, 73 era Chevy Love. Nate, got to jump off, see you tonight. Perfect. Never seen a Love in that good a shape, even when they were new. No, this is a 59 Edsel. The Teletouch was 58. So this was a regular shifter on the column. In fact, this was a stick car anyway, I think. No, it was an automatic. It was an automatic, just regular on the column. One of them is Shelby related. 66 to 75. There again, Mojo, I don't even know what you asked about before, so. Let's look at this Edsel. This Edsel is a 58. This one I'm thinking may have been Teletouch. 36 Oldsmobile rear fenders. I do not have any 36s. I've got 2 37s, but no 36s in Oldsmobile right now. Yes, this one was Teletouch. Here was our Teletouch Edsel. Right there, right in the center of the steering wheel is where we selected our gears. 71 Challenger. I'm out of E-body stuff altogether, so. But there was your Teletouch in the center of the steering wheel of the 58 Edsel that did not work as well as they had hoped it was going to. So, all right, we missed a bunch of comments here. Bear with me. Let me get caught up here. Ryan's cut off, spent too much money on Studebaker parts. Well, that happens. Number one's got to jump off. Glad you made it for a while. Eric likes the Edsel story, so yep. And, you know, my buddy Phil Skinner, Edsel expert, hands down, so. Very troublesome, so. Number one, I need that steering wheel and everything to the rear end. So, kind of wandering back through some Fords here. There's some Thunderbirds. There's a 64 Thunderbird. Clark loves the yard tours. Glad you enjoy them. There's a 65 there. Number one's just going to jump over the phone. Perfect, not a problem. Some more little Falcons, Fairlanes. In fact, let's just cut right up through these Fords. We'll just walk right down the middle of these Fords. 53 and a 58. '54 Mercury, some '56 Mercuries, a '53 Mercury. Some Mustangs, Fairlanes, Falcons. Any Fairlane GTs? No, do not have any Fairlane GTs. This one was a sports coupe, this 65, but Jason says hit the like button, appreciate that. Hit the like button if you have not subscribed. Definitely subscribe. Pushing that 12,000 number. I'd like to crest it here soon. Let your friends know we're on. We're having a lot of fun hanging out. Check out some Ford trucks. Let's walk right down the middle of some of these Ford trucks. Got an International stuck here in the middle, but sometimes that happens when there's a hole, something gets stuck in there, and then I got to move it later. But 38, 39, some 42 to 47s. Any 38 truck close. There again, Eric, depends on what kind of 38 truck we're talking about. This one here's 38, 39. This one here's 38, 39 if we're on Fords. Obviously 38, 39 had this unique 3-band on it. Tim, Christmas dinner time, that's fine. Glad you hung out with us for a while, and hope to see you later tonight. Check out the grill guard on this 49 F2 or F3, one or the other one. Oh, perfect, Clark. Clark changed user IDs, so okay, no problem. Glad you're here. 66 to 75 Chevelles. I've got several of them. Nothing that I would probably consider a good project in any of them. I do have a lot of those years, but nothing that I would probably say, other than the El Caminos. I got that 68 and that 71 El Camino that are both really good projects. But yep, that's right, convertible version of a pickup. That cab was real rusty down below. You can see how bad that fender is. And a shop needed a roof clip, so I sold them the roof clip off of that. I usually don't do that, but that cab had a lot of structure rust in it. I do not have any 59 Impalas at all. Harley's on, says Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, glad you're here. Big Job's here with us. Since we're talking about Big Job, he must have known we were in the Ford section. There's another 38, 39 right there. Eric says that's a good fender in his area. Jim, first gen Camaro. Let me get caught up here. First gen Camaro. Don't have any first gen F bodies. And 68 to 72 Suburbans. I do not have any of those either. Mojo wants to come out and pick up a load. Have their vice grip garage needs a full set of 3/4 ton hubcaps for their crew cab. There might be some around. 38 Chevys 2-door sedans. I've got some 37s. I'm not sure if I've got 38s or not. Let's see, just trying to keep up with comments here. I'm sure I'm going to miss some of these. I apologize, but do you have a grill for the 38 Ford? The only 38 39 grill I've got left is hanging on the wall in the shop. So Jeff from Minnesota's on with us. Glad you're here. So I don't know. I may consider selling it, but I don't really have any plans on selling it. And that's the only 38 39 that I've got left. 42 to 47. Check this out. This is a cool piece. Factory flatbed for a Ford pickup. Old 6-speed special international. '58 Apache truck. I do have some 58, 59 trucks, depends on what you need. I do have Instagram. I do not feed it regularly, but I do have Instagram as well, but I feed YouTube first, then I feed Facebook, and I also try to get stuff on Instagram, but it's not, I'll be honest with you, I'm not as religious about it as I should be. Mojo says, wife screaming at him to get off there, so he had to go to the other room. Well, I'm glad you're risking it and hanging out with us, Mojo. Hang in there, buddy. We'll be there for you, but don't get yourself in too much trouble, but I'm glad you're still hanging out with us. Some more trucks. There's a '59 Ford, old Jeep pickup, unibody Ford. Tonight's auction is just bidding. If you want to get in the raffle, you will have to PayPal me to get into tonight's raffle. I'm going to try to check those if I've got time before we start tonight. Nobody Else's Auto at Gmail on PayPal. That if you look at last week's live, if you go to the Sunday night live from last week, or any of them actually, that PayPal information is in there. I will try to check that. If you want to get into tonight's raffle, we're going to give away a couple of surprise boxes tonight on the raffle, and probably a T-shirt tonight on the raffle, plus the live auctions. The live auctions, all you got to do is just be there to bid, and then you can pay me with check, money order, PayPal, Western Union. And if there's any questions about it, if you do bid on some stuff and you're not sure about what to do, just give me a shot tomorrow and we'll get it all figured out. So, bunch of internationals in this. We got our international guys still on. Let's check out some more internationals. Lots of K's, L's, R's, S's, all throughout here. There's an S120 four-wheel drive. There's a KB2. Another L series, even a D series. Another K. Studebaker that got mixed here in the middle. We got the Studebakers are kind of on the other end of this section, but this one's kind of down here. Another KB6. Some more L's. Do a snow angel. There's not much snow here. That's kind of rock. That would kind of like hurt. Perfect normal. We'll see you tonight. KB1. KB5. L's. More L's. This truck here is kind of unique. Actually, there's a 38 Chevy two-door sedan body. I forgot about that one. Not much left of it, but this is kind of an interesting truck here, though. This truck here, if you look under the body and all of the bits and pieces, is 28 Chevy. Bought this off of an old farmstead. And the old farmer told me the story about this truck. This was a 1928 Chevrolet truck they used on the farm. How do I watch the auction? Tonight, 7 o'clock, Sunday night live chat. We will do the auctions on there. We will start the auctions usually between 7:30 and 8. It depends on how long the first couple segments take. And with tonight's badges and emblems, they may take a little longer. Yes, it's on YouTube, Jim, on this channel, on the Nobody Show channel. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We always have a good time with it. But we'll start off with open chat, talk about what's going on. Mojo's an international fan in the car business. And then we'll look at a promo model. We'll do the 2 emblems that we've got tonight. Then we'll get into auctions. So if you see something you like and refer to the video time frame, just call me and let me know what we're talking about. That's the best thing. That's right, Brian. Hit the like button. Appreciate that. So jump on tonight. We start at 7 o'clock. Central Time, 4:30 wherever. So it's 4:30 where you're at. So I am Central Time. 7 o'clock Central Time is when we'll kick that off tonight. So back to this 28 Chevy that came off this farmstead in Kansas. And the farmers tell me about this truck. I can't do a snow angel in the rocks. That wouldn't work out too well. But I walk around this 28 Chevy. Bought it, saved some money for a lawyer. And I walk around the front of this 28 Chevy, and this is what I see. Thought that was kind of odd. This is actually a 26 Chrysler running gear in a 28 Chevy truck. Right around World War II, or during World War II, I think he said, the engine in this Chevy blew up. At that time, you couldn't get parts, you couldn't get anything. They needed this truck to haul wheat. You can kind of see where the sideboards are still partially there. Well, they needed this Chevy truck to haul wheat. They couldn't get an engine for it. They couldn't get parts to fix it. They had a running 26 Chrysler at the farm. So they literally adapted this Chrysler engine and transmission. I think the transmission is still Chevy. They had to adapt the Chrysler engine. They used a Chrysler radiator. The stuff we're selling tonight, Jim, is little stuff. I'll ship it. It's memorabilia stuff. We're not selling cars tonight. It's just it's a memorabilia stuff, emblems, ornaments, license plates, things like that. So they made a 26 Chevy, or made a 28 Chevy into a 26 Chrysler because they had to have it to get to haul wheat. Period. That's all it amounted to. They had to be able to haul wheat. They had to make something work. That's what they had to do. So kind of an interesting story on that deal. More internationals. The little white van is a Dodge A100 is what that one was. How about some big old 40s and 50s cars? 54 Pontiac wagon, fastback Pontiac. A lot of Buicks in here. A lot of these Buicks are the ones we moved in from Dad's place. If you guys didn't catch that, if you notice, there's just a lot of Buicks right here. That's right, desperate times and desperate measures. And that's what they did. They had no choice. Harvest was coming. They didn't have a way to haul wheat. They couldn't get parts to fix the Chevy. They had a running 26 Chrysler. They made it work. So, Mojo's in northeast Oklahoma, and you've never heard of me. Yep, we do a lot of stuff on here, Mojo. So, but 47 Super, 56 Special. A lot of these cars here we moved in from Dad's place. And in case you didn't catch those videos, you might want to go back and look at them. It's been a couple of years ago now, actually. But you can see these Buicks right here behind me. Dad dealt in Buick parts for years. My uncles welded up farm gear sets to keep them during. That's exactly what they did. They did what they had to do. And there was no point in him having a dealer's license and everything 20 miles away from me, so we moved the cars here a couple of years ago. If you go back on the channel, you can check out a lot of those videos of when we were moving these cars in from his place, getting them everything consolidated here. Like I said, it was about 20 miles from here, so I don't know how many we moved in, probably over 100 cars we moved in here, and primarily Buicks and some Pontiacs that we moved in from his place. So you want to go back and check those videos out as well on how we got all these Buicks here from Dad's and what the way they were set up out there. As we kind of walk through, there's a 55 Special. That car's been around for eons since I was a little kid. 53 Special, 53 Roadmaster. This car right here, this 1948 Special. This car is kind of an interesting story. We did a great video with this car, believe it or not. This was the first parts car that my dad bought. So we did kind of an interesting video when we moved this car from Dad's place to here. It was the first one he moved in. It was the last one we moved out. So kind of an interesting story. It's kind of a cool video. You might want to go back and check that one out as well. But there again, 51 Super, 55 Super, 54 Roadmaster. You know, all this stuff we moved in from Dad's. That's why a lot of them have piles of parts on them, things like that from over the years. 50 Super Tudor hardtop. 52 Roadmaster. This 46 Super, actually, I got this one somewhere else. This one actually didn't come from Dad's, but 51 Special, 52 Special, 58 Super, all these came from Dad's. So lots of Buick stuff. And also Chevy pickups. We haven't walked around some of this batch of Chevy pickups either. So we'll do this and then we'll see how everybody's feeling. We may get ready to start wrapping up here shortly. You guys let me know what you want to do and what you think as we walk through some of these Chevy pickups and see what else we want to do, or if we want to go ahead and start wrapping up and get ready to go tonight. There's a cool 52 or 53 Chevy truck. If your name's Jeff and you want to build a rat rod, I don't think it gets much cooler than this old Chevy cab right here. This is like a 2-ton truck, and we cut it off at the back, but we've got the sheet metal, and we've got both doors that have the lettering on them. How do I find all these cars? Just wherever they pop up. Most of it is from my area. I don't have time to go real far. 67, 68 Chevy truck grill. Somebody asked about one of those earlier. See, Kenny says, Merry Christmas, #1. I feel like I'm going to have to build and paint a scale model of something. Yeah, it is a little chilly, so there's no doubt about that. But like I said, we'll kind of start working our way through here. If there's something you guys want to see, let me know. If not, we may start wrapping things up. There goes little bunny rabbit. And blue truck is the one like you learned to drive it. Yeah. There's a lot of people he'll realize that when we're out looking around and looking at all these old cars. Got some more 50s era stuff right in here. '57 wagon, '58 wagon, another '55 Buick, another fastback Pontiac. '65 Tempest. Another '58 wagon. Jason says his wife's giving him the go-ahead to start a salvage yard in their backyard. Yes. Wonder how, I'm sure your neighbors would love that, Jason. Another '58 Chevy wagon. So, anyway, '55 Star Chief. That was not the very first car, but one of the very first cars I bought. I bought that when I was 10 years old. It's still here, so. This property was a late model production yard. It was full of cars, but there was nothing in here that was over 20 years old. Not hardly anything that was over 20 years old when I bought it. They smashed everything in here in 2011. Jason says he's out in the sticks, so he might get away with it. So we'll kind of work our way up here. There's some A-bodies, kind of the other side of some of these 50s era cars. Here's some more of the A-body stuff over here. I've had some questions about some of the A-body stuff, so maybe we'll walk through here a little bit. Fastback. I don't know fastback what, or there was some Chevy fastbacks and some Pontiac fastbacks. But we can check out some of these A-bodies, and then we may go ahead and start getting ready to wind this thing down so I can go start getting ready for, you know, tonight to go live for Sunday Night Live chat. A couple of Novas mixed in here, but for the most part, this is all pretty much A-body. Skylark, Le Mans, Chevelle, and Tempest. And Cutlass, a few Cutlasses as well. How's the loader? Loader's been working out fine if I can keep alternators on. I've been fighting. I've had alternator went out and I keep getting bum alternators, so. Still fighting the alternator a little bit, but other than that, it's been running good, so. So there's a few A-bodies in that section there. A few more over here. What's the white two-door sedan Buick A-body? There were none in there that I can tell. So I'm not sure which one we were talking about on that. A lot of Skylarks over here that came in from Dad's. In fact, a good chunk of these couple of rows right here came in from Dad's place. A couple of little wagons. There is a 66 two-door post over here. We haven't even gotten over to that car yet. 65 wagon, El Camino, 65 Chevelle. This one's a 66 two-door post. Some Dodge pickups here sitting on the edge. Mojo mismade his Christmas, so he's not in good favors at home, but at least you're having fun hanging out with us, Mojo. Come back tonight. Another one of the Pilot House Dodges. Here's another pretty clean old Dodge. I think this one's a 72, and it's a 3/4 ton four-wheel drive as well. But it's a very solid truck. So here's that retract again. Like I said, just kind of stuck here on the edge. Definitely out of place, but haven't got it put away yet. Same thing with this 64 Ford Custom two-door post. 77 Olds 88 two-door. I've been told this was actually a pace car replica. I have not verified that yet, but in 77, the Olds 88 was the pace car for the Indianapolis 500 that year. They were two-tone silver and black. This car, since it was just all silver, I thought it was just a regular 88. I have been told by some people, I have not confirmed this yet though, that the pace car replicas were silver. They were not two-toned. They were all silver with black stripes and blacked out trim. Well, blacked out trim, black stripes. The pace cars had a red interior. We've got a red interior. They had rally wheels. These have red rally wheels. And once we get around up front, blacked out trim. So I'm not really sure what the deal is on this car, but it is super interesting and super unique. There is no engine in it. But like I said, it might be something kind of different. It's kind of a neat old car. So kind of curious to see, do a little bit more research and maybe see if that was actually an actual pace car replica. 71 Bonneville two-door hardtop, that's a pretty good old car too. That car is super solid. Peter from Australia. It's going to be 90 there today. Yep, it's definitely not 90 here. But glad you're hanging out with us for a while, This old 57 98 is a pretty cool car. It's loaded up with air conditioning and everything as well. A super cool 3-piece back window on some of these 57s. So anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and start winding things down. I need to go get ready for tonight, get set up, get all those boxes drug into the office. Going to be a lot of fun tonight. 2 Pete's from Oz. That's right, Peter. 2 of you from down under hanging out today. Glad you're here. But anyway, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and wind things up. We've still got a ton of viewers on here, but the questions do seem to be slowing down a little bit, so maybe we're through a lot of guys' questions. If you've got more, be sure to throw them up there. I will sure try to squeeze you in. I don't want to cut you off right now. And 1 Kiwi with Clark hanging out. So, go ahead and throw any more questions up you've got. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of start working my way back up towards the front of the yard and get the heater fired up in the pickup too, for one thing. Mojo, Merry Christmas, loves the yard. In case I don't get to come back tonight, I'll be in touch. Perfect, sounds good. But jump off us at 7 tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. I got to get set up. I've got to get all those surprise boxes. It's already boxed up, and I know what I put in them, but I don't know what's in each box because they're all identical boxes. And after they were taped up, I mixed them all up, and then I wrote a number on them. Now, I've even got an extra bonus in 2 of those boxes that we're going to talk about tonight. So, yeah, a lot of salvage yards are getting pushed out. They're getting crushed out. So, yeah, that's happening quite a bit over here on a lot of salvage yards. So, Dead Horse, Alaska, the actual temp there is -40. That's what number 1 said. Number 1 called the other day and said that's kind of about where they've been. Peter's going to jump on this Tuesday. Sounds good. We'll have some more cool stuff for Toy Tuesday coming up. Hardest working, most fun guy on YouTube. Well, thanks, Mr. PFF Flyer. Appreciate that. Let your friends know we're going to be on tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. Those goodie boxes are going to be a blast. And like I said, there's a secret in 2 of them. I'm going to tell you what the secret is, but I don't even know what box it's in anymore because I shook them all up before I numbered them. But the last 2 boxes, I was trying to think, how can I make this more interesting? What can I do to kind of liven it up a little bit? What can I add to the mix? I figured something out. So we're going to talk about that too tonight. It's in 2 of the boxes. Don't know which ones they are. So we're going to have those boxes. We're going to give a couple of them away. How far is that rabbit with the single gauge pod dash? Not terribly far. We can swing over there real quick. We can absolutely do that and head that way and catch that rabbit real quick. Heather says, thanks for the tour. Perfect. Sounds good. We'll walk over those rabbits real quick, and then we'll kind of call it after that. So, which will be perfect because that's not too far away. We can head that way, and that'll give everybody a few more minutes to get any last-second questions up. So, show us what was in the boxes after 1. More Auburn tonight, Eric. The best Auburn piece that I'm going to sell is going to go tonight. We'll see. Well, if I get my money back. I got a bunch of money in it. I think it will. It's that epic. So we're going to have, I've got a few more Auburn pieces to sell, but since it's Christmas, I thought we'll throw the best piece up tonight. So we are going to have some of that. Jay says, thanks for the walk. Kenny, one of these days I'm going to make the whole yard walk live. That's all right. You're on with us now, Kenny. That's all that matters. Which rabbit was that, number 1? The white one or the orange one? Just so I know when I get over here. I assume it was one of those because that was the only, those are the only ones that I've shown recently. So, but we've got cool stuff for the auction by far. Suspense, that's right, big job. A lot of suspense. 51 GMC rear bumper. I do not have any of those at all. DZ302 cross rim. Nope, there's no DZ302 cross rims in any of the boxes. Like I said, license plates, emblems, magazines, badges, the cool spark plugs in the old boxes, just all kinds of memorabilia type stuff. So be sure to hit the like button, guys. Definitely hit that subscribe button and check it out as well. We'll catch these last couple rabbits. We'll work our way back up front, and then we're going to call it good. But we're back here towards these rabbits. Let's flip this thing back around. I don't remember which one it was, number one. If it was this one or the other one. Green interior. Well, this one I think was brown, so it's probably the other one. And the doors on this thing were sticky. But I bet it was the other one. If I can get these doors to open. Here's one of them. I guess that's got a single gauge. On that little wascally wabbit. Okay, that is the one then. All right, let's head back up. I'll keep an eye out on comments here for just a few more minutes as we get ready to wind this thing down. But I do appreciate you guys spending your Christmas afternoon hanging out with me, walking around. Let your friends know about it. Let them know we're having a lot of fun on here. Encourage them to come over, subscribe, hang out with us. Have to figure out how to ship that up there. And definitely tonight, 7 o'clock Central Time, Sunday night live chat. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to have a blast. Hope you can make it. Hope you can join us. And more videos coming out this week. I've got so much stuff in the can. Pioneer Village videos, Meekum videos, new inventory videos, Gasoline Alley Classics videos, Auburn Court Duesenberg videos. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I have like 5 or 6 weeks worth of videos shot right now. Not counting the stuff that's here that I haven't even showed you yet. So, the bunny hutch for all the rabbits. Yep, there you go. So, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up on the channel. We're having a lot of fun on here. I'm glad you guys joined us today. Hope you had fun. Mojo, I hope you're still alive tonight. You can hang out with us after a while. And so, been a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Auburn costs Eric money. It's cost me a lot of money, but you wait till you see some of this stuff we're going to check out tonight. It's pretty epic. So, anyway, that being said, I think I'm going to wrap this thing up. We're getting close to the front up here. I'm going to get in the truck, turn the heater bag on, and go get set up for tonight's live chat. Jason says he is too. Jason's probably ready for some Hudson badges. Good thing we walked past too many more Hudsons. You guys might not have made it to tonight. But anyway, like I said, that's all scheduled. We'll be on live at 7 o'clock tonight for Sunday night live chat. If you haven't been on there with us before, definitely check it out. Jim says, done a great job. Thanks. Appreciate it, Jim. Come back, hang out with us tonight. Here's my little rabbit pickup. And a green and white Chevy. The green and white Chevy's getting ready to leave here real soon as well. It's all good. He'll be here. Thanks, Mug. Glad to hear it, Mojo. So anyway, tonight that's coming up. Lots of cool stuff coming up this week. If you saw anything today, you've got questions about more or anything else you need to know more about, just give me a call. I will edit the post so the number will be in the text of the video, and so you can just give me a call. Having that short conversation about your project, year, make, model, body style, all those things we talked about a little earlier in the video. I kind of got to know that to know what you may or may not need. So that's what makes it tough. So make you a drink when you get in the truck. So that's why it's so important to just give me a call and have that short conversation. Then I can send you more detailed pictures. We can go over the specifics, especially if it's a vehicle where you've got shipping involved or even shipping on some of the bigger parts, things like that. A lot of variables that make that phone call so important. So I'll get this post edited a little bit later. They have my phone number on it. It's on all my other videos. You can go to any of my other videos. My phone number is in the text, the description part of any of those videos. So you can give me a shout anytime this week and see if there's anything here that might be able to help you out with your project. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you spending a good chunk of your Christmas afternoon with us. Hope you enjoyed it. You never know when you do them on a holiday. Sometimes you get a great crowd. Sometimes you Don't get hardly anybody on. We had a great crowd today. We had a lot of fun. I appreciate your participation. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you all soon here in a couple hours at 7 o'clock Central Time for Sunday Night Live Chat. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you soon tonight.